Hello, kindly people of YouTube. It has been a while since we did one of these, but I've finally watched Starship again. I knew it was one of my favorites, but I'd kind of forgotten how much of one of my favorites it is, because it's really one of my favorites. Right, so Starship is Starkid's fourth musical. It came out in 2011, and it's basically The Little Mermaid in space, kind of. It's about a bug who wants to be a Starship Ranger, which is like this group of, they explore, that's what they do. They explore different planets and shit, right? But he is a bug and therefore he can't. Then one day he meets February, who is a Starship Ranger, and rescues her. The rest is kind of the plot of Little Mermaid, but like a little bit different. Let's start with cast. So the cast of this show. Roy Richter plays Bug, and I love this character so much. I had forgotten how much this character, like, he's such a mood, and he's such a dumbass, and he's just one of those characters, you know, where you're just watching him and you're like, oh, what a fucking sweetheart. Oh, yes, I love him. He's great. So, yes, that's basically Bug's character. Also, I'm sure I've said this before. I love when you can tell how much people's like voices have improved. Like between, you know, a Harry Potter musical and Starship already, there was like a ton of improvement for Joey Richter's singing voice. And then as like obviously since then, there has been a shit ton of improvement as well. I mean, a Harry Potter senior year. Anyway, yes, he's great. Also some emotional acting in this one, which yay. I love angsty scenes. I am all fucking here for them. Then there's Bug's best friend, who's played by Brant Cox, who is in senior year as Colin Creevy and one of the wizard cops. Anyway, he is a treasure. Roach and Bug's friendship is adorable. Like, they are adorable. Also, Brant's voice is so lovely. Like, just, yeah, dude needs to be in more musicals. Lauren Lopez plays Bugette. She likes Bug, but Bug does not like her back. Her interactions are like somehow relatably awkward. I don't know why. I've never been in that sort of situation before, but somehow just whenever they interact, I'm just like, oh, this is so awkward, yet so relatable. She also plays Taz, who is one of my favorite characters in this musical, because she is badass and awesome and hilarious, and yes, I love her. If I were ever to cosplay any character from a Starkid show, it would probably be Taz, because first of all, it's a fairly easy costume to do, and also just because she's so great. Yes, love her. Her swearing is just like yelling out like holidays in Spanish. It's great. She is awesome, and I love her. The thing with this show is there are so many good characters. Like, I love all of these characters so much. It reminds me of the guy who didn't like musicals. Like, also, all the characters in that one are just, they're tangible, and I love them all. Joe Walker plays Commander Up, and continues his tradition of never using his actual voice in a role. Commander Up is great. He's a precious dude. And he and Lauren have great chemistry on stage together, like, just, yes. Every scene where they're together is just like, and his whole monologue about his injury is great. Like I said, I love angsty scenes, so that one's kind of like a funny angsty scene, but like, you know, it's great. Denise Donovan plays February, and I think this is the first Starkid show that Denise is in, and she is great. She's really good at playing those like kind of dumbass, naive characters. Like she plays Kiri in Firebringer. And she's great. It's really unfortunate that I think she was sick for the performance that they filmed and put on YouTube, so her voice, like her singing voice, isn't as great as it is like on the recording, which is too bad. Yeah, she's great. I love her. February is a precious character, and yes, we stan our dumbass couple. We do. We really do. Dylan Saunders plays Tootsie Noodles and Pincer, which they're very different characters. Wow. So Tootsie Noodles, the small town hick who's in love with a robot and is just a precious dude. Precious dude. That's a great phrase. Um, uh, you know how I feel about Dylan Saunders' voice. It's amazing. It's so good. I will talk about it more in like the songs section of this video. He also plays Pincer, and I mean, first of all, props for being able to hold his arms above his head for so long, because he has to in like every single scene he is Pincer, and just very impressive. Yes, but he's great. Yes. Meredith Stepien plays Mega Girl, who is the aforementioned robot who Tootsie Noodles is in love with, and she's great. This whole musical is so good. And Meredith and Dylan have such good chemistry on stage. I mean, like, in Twisted also, like, their characters are a couple. How does one say that properly? They're an onstage couple? An onstage couple, that's the right phrase. But they have such great chemistry, and they're so cute, and Tootsie Noodles and Mega Girl are my OTP always for this show. I mean, we stan our dumbass couple of Bug in February, but Tootsie Noodles and Mega Girl are just, yes. Brian Holden plays Junior, and he is probably one of my favorite Starkid villains. Yeah, he's sarcastic and funny and just the worst / the best, you know? And also, Brian Holden doesn't get a lot of, like, bigger roles, so it was really cool to see him as a villain, because I'm pretty sure we have not seen him as a villain before or since. And he's great. Oh, the show is so good. Joe Moses plays Crander, a bit of a smaller role, but funny and memorable. Gosh, I miss Joe Moses. He's so great. He's engaged now. There are so many Starkids who are engaged. I mean, Joe Walker got engaged like just like 2 days ago. Also, Meredith and Brian are getting married. Like, they're all getting married, my dudes. It's great. I'm so happy for all of them. Julia Albane plays Specs, and I really love Julia Albane in Specs. It's just such a great character. And in Starship Requiem, which is like sort of sequel that they made, they never made it to an actual musical, but there's like a recording of the reading of it. Anyway, Specs comes back in that one, and she's great. Jim Povolo's in this one, and he plays the Overqueen and Sweetheart Mosquito, and he's great. He's so good at like the voices aspect, like weird voices. He's really good at it. And Jim Povolo is just a treasure, like he's great. Also, Jim Povolo plays Dr. Space Claw, which is obviously a play on Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget. It's Inspector Gadget, right? Yeah. Anyway, it's great. Yeah. Jamie Lynn Beatty plays like a bunch of ensemble roles, the main one of which is Nido Mosquito, which I highlight because this is the one that she sings, and we all know how I feel about Jamie Lynn Beatty's voice, because it just fucking murders me every single time. Nick Lang plays a bunch of ensemble roles. He plays Mr. Bug and the Collar Bug, and Nick Lang is just a treasure, and therefore I had to mention him in this thing of cast, and also he's in the cast, so I kind of had to mention him in that case anyway.
A few characters. Everyone plays at least one character. I'll tell you about one character I play.
Does play at least one character. That's why they're in the cast.
Yeah. Everyone plays at least one character.
Starship starts with this intro video thing. It's basically this promotional video for the Starship Rangers, and in it there are like a ton of cameos from different Starkids, including Chris Allen, Tyler Brunsman, Brian Rosenthal, Richard Campbell, Brittany Coleman, Ariel Goldman, Nick Strauss, Devin Lytle, and Lily Marks. And also AJ Holmes plays the captain, who you see in the captain's log, and AJ Holmes is great, and I'm just really glad they had all these like Starkids smooshed into this video, even with the shitty green screen. Right, so all the songs from Starship are composed by Darren Criss. He composed these songs while he was on Glee. Also, just reading how little time Starkid had, like the various Starkids had while doing shows, it's just like, holy shit, how do y'all do it? Like, Joey Richter was finishing his last semester of university while being in this show. I mean, just, their dedication is phenomenal, and they are so cool. Also, I heard somewhere that Darren Criss was going to be playing Tootsie Noodles, and I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I honestly can't imagine anyone other than Dylan playing Tootsie Noodles. But anyway, right, so, the songs in the show are really good. Like, they are so good. I really like them. Just, yes. Yes. Not quite Twisted level. I think Twisted and like A Very Potter Senior, obviously the guy that like musicals, those are like the top tier of Starkid songs. But Starship, they're pretty good. They're pretty gosh darn good. There's I Wanna Be, which is basically Bug's I Want song, and it's great. Like I said, Joey Richter's voice is great. There's Get Back Up, which is sung by Taz and Commander Up and the rest of the crew of the Starship, and it's so good. It is very catchy, and like I said, Joe and Lauren have great onstage chemistry, and just yes. Also, the accent Lauren does for Taz, she even does it while singing, which I think is super impressive because I think accents are very hard to do and I can't do them, so yes. And there's Life and the reprise of it, which are both underrated as hell. They are great. It's also unfortunate that the reprise is not on the cast album because I really like the reprise, like a lot. But they're so good. Like I said, Joey Richter's voice, I've said this like fucking 3 times in this video already, but I will say it one more time. Joey Richter's voice has gotten a lot better, and these songs are the proof. Okay. There's Hideous Creatures, which admittedly is not one of Starkid's best songs, but it's pretty good. I mean, I like how it kind of shows how both parties see each other in the same way, although the bugs kind of have a little bit more reason because they are literally being invaded. But yes. Okay. Now there's Kick It Up a Notch, which is one of Starkid's best villain songs, which of course is why it's on the Rogues medley. Rogues medley forever, am I right? Dylan Saunders' voice is amazing. Also, this is like the song where the Mosquitoes sing along, so you've got Brian Holden, Jim Povlo, and Jamie Lynn Beatty, and just yes, yes. And there's Status Quo, which is one of my absolute favorite Starkid songs. It is, you know how I said in my Firebringer video, you probably don't remember, in my Firebringer video I mentioned how there are some Starkid songs that I always listen to and I'm like nervous about something, or like about to like do a presentation or something, and the two from Firebringer were What If and Into the Night, but the one that I usually go to instead of those two, because those two are good, but Status Quo, that took a long time to get to this point, but Status Quo is the song that I listen to when I'm about to do something scary, or sometimes when I'm having a panic attack, that's the one I go to. I don't know why, but it just fills me with confidence, and that's not really a comment on anything about the quality of the song or the lyrics, but it's important to me. The Way I Do, it's just, it's so good. It's so good. I mean, we have Dylan's voice, which is amazing, and Meredith's voice, and she does the robot thing in the show. She like sings like kind of with a robot voice, and it's great. And I love just the conflicting storylines and just other storylines, but like how it's like a love song between with two different couples, and they're like conflicting, and just the way that the lyrics are defined. The lyrics for the show are just so fucking good, my dudes. They just are. They just are. And this song is adorable. It's adorable for like Megatoots, and yes, that is their official ship name, Fight Me. And February's adorable, and then there's like Bug being like very conflicted and stuff. And Bugs, I can't at the end there.
I can't.
Just fucking kill me. Just kill me. Kill me already. It's so angsty and emotional, and I'm here for it. And there's beauty, and Brant has such a lovely voice. He does. It's just yes. And I love the lyrics for all of these songs are good, but the lyrics for this one just very good. The Way I Do also is very good lyrics. Just good lyrics all around. Kick It Up a Notch Reprise is iconic, obviously. Yes. I mean, how can one not love this song? Then there is Beauty Reprise, which is basically just, yeah, it's a reprise of Beauty that they sing at the end. It's not in the cast album, because it's basically kind of the same, it's just like part of Beauty that they sing at the end. It's a reprise, at least that's what a reprise is, good lord. Yes. Yes, those are the songs. They're all very good, I like them a lot. The one criticism that I made of the show, at least in my opinion, is that it is rather long. Starkid always struggles with having long shows, but it's, I think, I wrote it down somewhere. How long is it? It's like 2.5 hours long. I'm not saying that there are scenes that I think should have been cut, because I think most of the scenes in there are important or funny in some way. I don't know how one shortens musicals, but it's kind of long. And they kind of make fun of this in Starship Requiem. It's great. The puppets in the show are so cool. They're impressive. Like, I mean, you got the pincer puppet, which is fucking huge. I don't know how puppets are made, but those are very real. They're so cool. The dialogue in the show, I think, is also really good. Like, it's got some fucking slamming dialogue, my dudes. Slamming dialogue. Yes, indeed, Annalise, you are cool. And it's got some, like, funny scenes that I've forgotten about. Like, the scene where Bug gets arrested had me dying. I would like to add, also, that I was rather tired and sleep deprived when I watched this show, so it's very possible that things are not actually as funny as I thought they were when I was watching them, because when I am tired and sleep deprived, everything is funny to me. So, yeah. Hi, this is Annalise editing this video, and I just realized that I didn't talk about something that I really wanted to talk about. Right, so you know how this whole thing is kind of based on The Little Mermaid? And what I found interesting rewatching the show is that, I don't know if this was purposefully done or not, it circumvents the criticisms that are often made of The Little Mermaid, like the two main ones you always hear. The first of which is she literally gave up her whole world for a dude, and the second one being she could have just written down who she was and told him who she was. Right, so the first one it circumnavigates because it really shows how Bug is interested in being a Starship Ranger beforehand. Obviously, The Little Mermaid does this too, but then in The Little Mermaid, once she gets to the world above, she seems more interested in the prince. Admittedly, I have not seen The Little Mermaid in a very long time, so maybe this is just a sexism thing, which is actually, it could be why criticisms levied at The Little Mermaid for Ariel just wanting the guy, and Bug, we immediately assume that the girl is just kind of a happy addition to the thing he originally wanted. I do not have the brain power currently to fully analyze that, and also, like I said, I haven't seen The Little Mermaid in a while. The second criticism at The Little Mermaid is always she could have just written down that she was the girl who saved him, which Starship goes around with Bug's guilt at lying to February, which adds more stuff to Bug's character especially, which I thought was really cool. That's what I forgot to talk about when I originally filmed the video, and I thought it was important and cool, and I liked it, so yeah. So, back to your regularly scheduled programming. That was Starship. It's a really good show. If you haven't seen it, why did you watch this whole video? I just spoiled the story for you. I mean, not really, but like, kind of. Also, if I manage to get this video posted, like this week, it is currently the 11th, then it will be in time for this week's Starkid Rewind. As for the Harry Potter reread, I am doing so well. That is sarcastic. I'm working on Chamber of Secrets. I will be posting a full final thoughts on Philosopher's Stone someday. Hopefully sometime soon. It's really hard to make videos while having a job. So anyway, I'm gonna try to keep doing it properly. Also, a heads up, I'll be on vacation for like 2 weeks in the beginning of, like, the middle of August. So I don't know if I'll be able to film videos. I might. We'll see. So thank you for watching. I'll see y'all later. Bye!